I'm just gonna do it manually then, I guess, like a peasant. That's fine. So we actually need that to be. Well, I actually made a section. So I had the right ID. Um, Guys, please use Vue.js wisely in Laravel. Vue.js is only an improvement on jQuery, but please don't try to make a single page application there. Please, please, please. Is that satire? Satire? I don't know. I did use jQuery. That was actually my first introduction to JavaScript. I didn't even realize there was such a thing like JavaScript before. I mean, I just always relied on jQuery because got I bought this book that was called like JavaScript with jQuery. It's I think I can jQuery. This site doesn't exist anymore, so it's no big thing. But is there a link somewhere? Yeah, that that's it. So it was an old book like that about jQuery. So I never really used JavaScript, and I always used like jQuery because I didn't know anything else. So for a long time that was my JavaScript live, but I was like 12 at the time, so you know I was mostly like fooling around on CutPen.io. Um, we teach computer science to 16, 18 years old in high school, though I have taught at undergrad level. Yeah, in France too. In France, we start at 14. Well, basically, uh, in high school, we start learning Python, and if you choose like to specialize in informatics, or I mean, you can't call it computer science, but like programming, then you also do a bit of PHP, HTML, CSS. Um, yeah, but there are like a lot of problems with that because the teachers aren't computer science teachers. They're like just like math teachers or um, how is it called? Physics teachers because there aren't enough teachers in France to teach computer science, and no one wants to work there because it's not a good job, not well paid, and you know, loads of problem with the French education system. Um, So the point is, it isn't very good. Yeah. So my client using Laravel and Vue.js, the code was a weird monster, not an SPA, but not fully an APA as what Laravel is designed for. It was quite a challenge to coach him through that code base. Um, Also, this site is using Inertia as well as just my website. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. I think MPA is like a multi-page application, right? So Laravel was designed for that, although I think even the Laravel site is using. Okay, okay, the Laravel site isn't using Inertia, but uh, there's Livewire, there's Inertia, there's all sorts of ways to make things look like to make Laravel look like it's not an MPA. I mean, with Inertia, it's not an MPA anymore. It's just a single page application. Yeah, we have the same problem in the UK. Not enough CS teachers. The government here now gives new teachers 30,000 euros tax free to become CS teachers, which is what I did. All right. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe French government will do that some days, but maybe there's even such a thing. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not that into teaching politics, I guess you could call that. So, where are we? So this one looks great and this one looks terrible. That's mostly because this is not far enough. Well, basically, Laravel is used as an API, you know. So, I mean, you can use it as an API. Lumen, which is like, does that even exist anymore? It was like a stripped down version of Laravel designed for APIs. Uh, it's not recommended to use it because like there are small performance improvements compared to the Laravel version. It's probably even slower thanks to Octane. Um, But no. So in my case, it's not used as an API. What happens is, um, I'll just say, okay, so this is actually a very unclear way to write things. Come on, Copilot. Let's do better. Yeah, great. So basically what happens is I'll render, uh, can I actually just, wait, what did I do wrong? That should work. Okay, what's the error? Root welcome is not in the list. Fair enough. So what happens with inertia is it renders. So this is going to render like an app with like a data page and all the props that you pass. Um, so either through the handle inertia middleware. So here Ziggy is just like my roots, so I can like on the front end use like a root helper, so I don't have to hard code like roots names. And then there's the JavaScript version of inertia that just renders it into like a view, like just makes a view app out of it, and populates all the props and everything. And there's also inertia server-side rendering, which is what my site is using. If you look at it, I mean, you can't, you'd have to scroll a lot, but there's the code, and that's thanks to the server-side rendering. It's great for many things, like, I don't know, search engine optimization and everything, um, which is not the case here, which I mean, there's no server-side rendering, and as you can see, there's no HTML, it's only JavaScript. So that's basically what is inertia. It probably wasn't very clear. It's the first time I have to explain it because no one never asked. No one no one ever asked. Yeah, okay. Um anyway, so let's try and make that better. Okay, that's too much. 46? Nope, 24. Yep. That looks better. See where your visitors are going next. What if it was bigger? Here we'd make it like, we want this to be close. We want this to be further away. Actually, no, we want these to be close. Yeah, pretty cool. It replaced Livewire for me. Livewire just isn't as great. I mean, the main benefit is, of course, no reloading between pages, but you also get like there's less magic in inertia, which makes just life easier because you always encounter like edge cases with Livewire. It just makes things hard to work with. Plus, it's using Alpine. I don't really like Alpine, although I did use it for like a good amount of time. Here, track bounce rates on outlinks. Track bounce rates. Or do we just write bounce rate and write like time spent? And yeah, page views. I'm going for a bit of a, this looks bad. You know what? I'll get rid of that for now. Make that bigger. Alright. This really needs to pop out. Then we need an input. The register is pretty terrible. Button doesn't look good. Alright. It pops a bit, but not enough. Let's make it wrong one. Yeah, I did not respect. That's too much. Want a big one, maybe 3. 8 here. Alright. That's better. Now we need an input. Let's just add a border, see Make sure that we do have one. Okay. Do we want it? Do we want them next to each other? I'm just gonna make that width full. Okay. And why can't I make that width full then? Yeah. Can I take like an app, for example, CZ? I'm sure they have screenshots, right? So I'd use like a real app screenshot. This took a lot of time. Is my stream of good enough quality, like, or is it, um, or is it like a bit laggy? It looks like my internet isn't in a good shape. Okay, so I'm gonna use an image here for now, so we can actually, yeah, great. And so this we want to be full width, or rather we want this to be max width pixel. Hi new viewer, what's up? How's it going? That's a terrible use case of the spacing utilities. Alright. Is it? Get 12. I'm just gonna switch music because I don't like this one. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a way to know. I mean, Twitch is indicating me that things are going fine, but you know, uh, may have been you, may have been me. I don't think we'll ever know. I should have like the cable, like a fiber optics. Is that a thing? Just want to make sure that I'm using the right word. Yeah. So fiber optic internet. That's just the French version. Um, in US. Okay, so fiber optic. Yeah, okay, fiber optic.